So let's start. Hello everyone. I'm happy to share with you the latest elements of the Sylva project regarding supply chain security. So today I will walk you through the project objectives in order to present what is Sylva, the current status of our supply chain, and the key action we are taking to ensure a secure, trustworthy, and resilient supply chain. So first of all, what is Sylva? Sylva was launched in November 2022 by the major carriers and network function providers in Europe. The goal of the project is to develop a cloud software framework tailored for telco and edge requirements. This framework aims to address the technical challenges of our industry and includes creating a reference implementation along with a validation program. So why security matters for the Sylva project? As you know, attacks on the supply chain increase at a high level, more over 400% in the past few years, and open source projects are common targets. So we need to improve our supply chain security. So in the Sylva mission, we take some actions for having the supply chain topic in the heart of our security posture. And that's regarding our role with telco and edge environment that require high trust that we perform this focus. So telco cloud security must adopt strong measures to comply with some regulation. We are here in Europe, we have the CIA, we will have also the NIS2, and we will have a critical infrastructure like 5G networks, so we must have a strong security posture. So the first element we provide when the Sylva project when launched regarding security is to provide some guidelines. So the first element we put in our guidelines was a checklist in order to improve our software security, with a special focus on the supply chain integrity. We want to protect against tampering at any stage of the process on the software lifecycle, from the development to the production, and the availability of this proof of trust in our project. So secure the incoming supply chain by evaluating the trustworthiness of the artifacts that the Sylva project will consume, because we integrate a lot of components on the one we produce. So the first question we had is how to build the trust regarding the components we use. So for this, we use the DevSecOps cycle. I will not go through all the steps here today, because I have a few minutes, and it's not the heart of the talk today. But I will detail some elements regarding the steps we perform to evaluate the trustworthiness of the components we use. And we also follow some guidelines like the SALSA framework in order to improve our security. So first part is regarding the source integrity. In the guideline, we recommend to have at least 2 approvals before merging a major evolution of the Sylva code. We also try to add some elements regarding 2-factor authentication in order to access our GitLab instance and sign our commits. The second step was on the build integrity. And for this, we leverage on a software composition analysis in order to analyze and assess the trustworthiness of each artifact, the one we integrate in our base code and the one we produce. This will help us to make a decision regarding the trustworthiness after having a view on the vulnerabilities and the provenance of these artifacts. And when we validate them, we can trust them, so we will sign and attest these artifacts. But the question we have is how to evaluate the trustworthiness of such artifacts. So the first question is how to decide that an upstream artifact that we integrate in our project can be trusted. If we follow the SALSA recommendation, we can leverage on the SALSA provenance. But however, some of the open source artifacts we consume are rarely signed and attested. So maybe we can delegate this validation by leveraging to secured registry. On the Sylva project, we perform a review of the EUCS, European Cybersecurity Scheme. And in the draft of this EUCS, we add some elements regarding sovereignty requirements. It's not more in the latest version, but maybe it will be a requirement in the future. And we try to see if secured registry exists. We have seen some projects like ChainGuard on the Platform One in the US, but anyway, we must apply the zero trust approach. So we want to scan the vulnerability by ourselves, so we will build SBOM if it's not available with the artifact we consume, and we put them in dependency track, as it was previously mentioned by the Eclipse project. We also add some steps at the runtime validation because we want to make sure that the open source artifact doesn't have a malicious process. And once the artifact is validated by our community, we can sign and attest this validation. So let me now share where we stand today. So first of all, Sylva manages over 50 repositories, heavily utilizing Go and YAML with a strong focus with mchart and operators for Kubernetes integration. Our artifacts are released as secured OCI, meaning that we provide the SBOM, we sign them, and we provide attestation when it's possible. So regarding these artifacts, the Sylva project try also to scan, analyze, and validate the external artifacts by the validation committee. So it's a huge process because we have several configurations in the Sylva project. So we have a lot of components to analyze. So in order to achieve this, we leverage on several industry-leading tools. So you have a few of them here. And I will detail now how we can use the one from the OpenSSF community. So the idea of this part of the talk is to present how in Sylva we are now regarding the OpenSSF community. So first element I can share is regarding SIG-Store. We use cosign to sign our artifact in order to prove the authenticity and the integrity of the artifact we produce. On this part, the adoption is completed. Regarding SALSA, we target the level 3 of the SALSA. So from now, we provide provenance only for OS and container images, but we target to also add this provenance for other type of artifacts, such as mchart and operators we build. For some of these artifacts, there are still ongoing technical issues, so there is some steps to perform this provenance. And I think I viewed an issue on the GitLab.org project that some element regarding the level 3 of SALSA is not available when we are using GitLab Runner, so we are working also for this. And we also try to figure, regarding our guidelines we write at the beginning of the project, how we can leverage also on the existing solution in the OpenSSF. So there is the best practice badge program and also the scorecard project. So we started the evaluation of our repositories, and the idea is to validate and generalize the utilization of scorecard in all these repositories. But as GitLab, the Sylva project is hosted by the GitLab and not GitHub, there are some checks that are not relevant in our context. So a few words in conclusion. In our Sylva project, we face unique challenges because we are integrating numerous components, including nested elements like M-charts. We are ensuring the integrity and the authenticity of all these components, even when they are embedded or derived from third parties. So for this, we will use key pillars to address these challenges. So the attestation and digital signature of this artifact, and verifying the identities of developer and build server involved in the process. So our next steps is to looking forward to deepening collaboration with the OpenSSF community. We have just at the beginning of the journey using scorecard on the OpenSSF best practice program. And we will continue advancing our practices to handle the complexity of the nested components and ensure end-to-end integrity regarding the artifacts we consume. If you want more information regarding Sylva, you can scan this QR code, or you can contact us using our Slack channel and go directly to the GitLab project. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to further discussion during the break. And thank you. Have a good day.